Welcome back, everybody. We're on episode 2 of Core Keeper. Once again, this is the demo version, and we are unable to continue from our last episode because there has been a major update, which is actually a good thing because, you want games to continuously have updates, and they made a huge update on this one. So that being said, when we get in here, if you remember the last episode, we ended it basically on the basic resources of getting a copper items and starting to get a forge and all that other stuff and starting to get some recipes. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start a new world. Unfortunately, this is the only way that we can really get where we need to because our last world will be now marked as a legacy world. So we will start our own new one. It looks like that is probably the best option. I did attempt to go into this world real quick just to confirm, and unfortunately it does look like that they will leave you with your stuff, but unfortunately any items that are inside of your inventory will be removed and deleted. So that's the unfortunate part. So let's go ahead and start a new world. We'll call this one New World YouTube. No, we'll call it Fun World. That's better. I like that better. We can give it its own little picture. A little dragon looks cute. And there's our character that I've already made. And it looks like that's already gotten rid of my other stuff. So this is our character that I just made a few minutes ago. So let's go ahead and use that character. Of course, we're going to skip the intro because we've already seen this on the first set. Now, I have gotten word that it looks like, it does look like with the new upcoming update that you will be able to continue from that world to some other stuff. So like if they ever have an update in the future, it looks like you will be able to continue. But this update here, you can continue on, but unfortunately you will be missing a few items. So that is something that, obviously I just realized, unfortunately. I mean, it is what it is, but I mean, sometimes it's better because obviously, you get all the new features added in, and at the same time, the devs are obviously working on updates, which is a great thing, and that's exactly what you want to, right? So, yeah. So, and we can obviously, we played it before. We realize now where we got to be, what we got to do, what we got to get done. So we don't have to, if I do learn anything new, of course, I will address that and kind of talk about that. Let's press M for map. Okay, so there's nothing left around here. Now let's start our basic utility of building a basic workbench. Let's go ahead and put that in here. Put that down. Oops. That is a seed. There we go. Okay. Now I've done it right. Yeah, why not? I don't have to really worry about wood that much. We do know that wood is fairly abundant. We can put that away. Now, they give you food rations, I guess. I don't know if that was something that they gave us last time. I don't think so. I didn't see that. Canned meal made to last for years. You should look for better food options soon. So it gives you food. So basically, they probably realize that a lot of people might starve early on. So it's a good little thing to give. So let's take a torch. Let's take a wooden pickaxe. Of course, let's put our materials here. Put our food in the far right spots. That can be a safekeeping. That's for that. And a wooden shovel. Let's go ahead and take that. Okay, so I have a lantern still. Oh, here is something interesting. Okay, so let me just comment on this real quick. So I made this character in that legacy world that you initially saw that we had from before, which is the last episode that you watched. Upon going into that world, what happened was all of our buildings were there, but all of my inventory was wiped. Okay, so at that point in time, I said, well, it's not really worth continuing on that world because we lost all of the wood we had, we lost all the copper we had like a ton of inventory stuff. Now, what it looks like is you can take characters, much like Terraria, and migrate them between worlds. So this character has a small lantern attached to him. We are now playing on this world, and he still has a small lantern. And he has the stats too. So that's very interesting because that's basically how it is with, games like Terraria. You can take characters and bring them into each world. So it looks like this game is kind of taking that stance. Here's the thing. I do like that, but at the same time, I also don't like that. And I'll explain why. The reason why I don't actually like that is because in Terraria especially, unless you are playing with modded, there are some ways for people to kind of like just jump in and almost boss rush for you. And I'm not a big fan of that because I find that what happens with that down the road is that, you end up like having new players join in with like low-end characters, and then you have you know, you have people just jump in with like high-end characters and they almost like beat the game, and not beat the game, but they kind of just tear up like, things real quick. So I hope that there is an option to remove that, so you can't have new characters join in the game, or so you can only have new characters join in the game with you, and they can't be characters that are you know, past a certain level or something like that. So I think that it is a good feature because you can kind of interchange things like characters like into different worlds, but at the same time, I do think that there should be some sort of settings added in there, and I hope they'll add that. Turf wall, soft. Okay, we seen this one last time, I'm pretty sure. Of course, we got some really nice ore in here, so let's put a torch down. We realize that wood is not that hard to find. I don't know if you get anything from digging up this turf. Okay, you get turf, ground, a soft mossy turf. Now, let's just put that back in there. I'm more or less just going to leave it for the time being. Oh, let's go ahead and get some copper. We're going to make sure that we start smelting some stuff if we can. Now, remember, we have to get specific things, like dirt wall will make us a smelter, I believe. From what I remember. Is that true? Yes, I need 20 dirt walls for that in order to make the smelter. And then I'm going to go ahead and start smelting copper. And we remember that copper just goes right into the smelter. It does not require wood at all. I did have a chance to read the release notes for this new update, and it looks to me as if they added a new boss, which I actually had no idea the bosses were even in this game, which is awesome. Like, I love that. One thing that Stardew Valley, in my opinion, is missing is bosses. Now, I for one, like, I'm the type of person that whenever I play a game, I always look for a really big challenge. And I think a lot of people kind of look at that, right? They kind of search for challenges. I think no matter what you're playing, you're almost looking for challenges, right? And when you see games like this get released, you know, for me, I immediately look at, well, what's the longevity of it? Like, how long can you play this game before you eventually go, okay, I've done enough. You know, I've done everything there can be. The game has challenged me hard, you know, enough to the point where, you know, what else do I really need to do? So at that point, I'm like, okay, the fact that they're already pointing us in the direction of what they're trying. Here, let's get our copper pickaxe. Let's grab that. And that direction is the fact that they are looking to implement hardcore mode, which I believe is in this new update, which you saw when I made my character there. Well, actually, you might not have actually had a chance to see that. But when I made my character, it gave me the option of being a hardcore character or a standard character. Now, hardcore is that if your character dies, it dies permanently. Like, it never comes back. So at that point, you would have to restart a new character. I don't know if that would ever face you to start a new run or not, but you would have to start a new character. So that's actually really unique. Like, I do like that a lot because that is obviously something that most... I mean, I don't want to say most, but it'd be nice to have a lot of games that kind of follow that mentality, because I think when the devs challenge you is when it feels, you know, more realistic than if, for example, like you put a mod in that causes that to be a thing. And so for that alone, I really respect the devs for adding that. So that's really cool. And once again, like, they did add a new boss. Unfortunately, I haven't even faced the normal boss yet, but as we continue on, I'm sure we will. But this game, like I said before, has really caught my attention a ton. You know that in the last episode, if you had a chance to catch it there, I talked about how this game really adds a ton of different parts of different games into it that I love and enjoy. I see a lot of Terraria, I see a lot of Stardew Valley, I see a little bit of Minecraft in there. There's just all sorts of different things that have gotten like strung together to make this game so unique and special. So I'm very excited to keep playing it and see how far we can get. But yeah, like I mean, and you know what? The devs are awesome to deal with as well. Like I've had one-on-one experience or one-on-one conversations with the devs, and honestly, they're so excited about the game, and it's always nice to see that. Is, you know, sometimes you see a lot of new games drop, and it's very hard to get a hold of the devs, especially if you're having any bugs with the games. But these developers are right then and there. They're super excited. You can tell that they're super excited about the game, and it's very nice and refreshing to see that. So we got a sand wall here, more copper, turf. Let's keep this. Low stuff, that. Okay, so those are for the crock pots and stuff like that later on. Let's go ahead and put these in here. And do I want to make an extra pickaxe? Yes, I do. Now, a watering can, no, not yet. Copper anvil, we know that makes armor. Cooking pot is very essential, and then a tin workbench is probably for later on. I have a basic shovel. A sword would be really ideal, so I think I'm going to actually grab that first, and then I'll make a pickaxe here in a second. So let's go ahead and get our sword, so that way we don't die. And then I will take another copper, which is already ready, and then I will make a pickaxe. The one thing I like about making items in this game is it's instant. It doesn't require you to basically wait around and wait for items to be made, which is actually really nice. But I do know that, like, you know, some games have like a countdown timer for you to actually create something. So for that is, you know, that's also a good thing too. But I mean, I do like for a game like this to be very quick about it. And you're able to just quickly make things now. And the other thing is, which is really respectful, is having to create a workbench on the go. So, you know, you can be able to just have a bunch of wood on you, make a workbench, and then create the tools that you have as long as you keep the stuff on your inventory. So it offers that, which is, like I said, it reminds me a lot of Minecraft. You know, and you don't remember the recipes as you wander out there. Unfortunately, you have to keep the workbench on you. And that's very nice because it keeps the game almost like asking for requirements in order for you to be far out. For example, if I'm like here and I'm all the way over here in the map, I don't actually know how far these maps go. You know, I got to make sure that I bring the right utilities with me, and for that, that's really awesome. And I've talked a lot about how much I appreciate this game. But I really do. You know, it's one of those experiences where I think when you play a game like this, that mimics a lot of everything else that you really enjoy, you kind of like, it's hard not to talk about that, right? I mean, it's now I'm just sitting here going like, I hope this game kicks off really big and gets pretty large, because I do think that it has the potential of becoming a big game. And, you know, I mean, I enjoy it, and I know lots of people out there are having a fun time with this game too. So it's only a matter of time before this game really gets picked up by a lot of people. And like I said, I don't know for sure if it'll be big right away, and I mean, hopefully it does, but I need a drill for this. Okay, so you get a drill into that, but actually I haven't seen that before. Let's actually get out of here. I'm not really ready to face slimes just yet. I kind of want to still try to get a little bit more wood. I remember last time we were really low on wood and stuff, so I want to make sure we get lots of wood, lots of copper. But yeah, so as I mentioned, like, you know, I do think this game has the potential to become very popular. It has all the aspects. It has everything that everybody wants. It has, you know, let's just check that off real quick. It has mining. It has really good atmosphere. You know, it has bosses. It has a challenge. It has, you know, basically everything that everybody looks at when they are playing games like Terraria, or they're playing games like Minecraft, or they're playing games like Stardew Valley, right? You could have somebody in the base that just hangs out and decides that they want to get a bunch of crops for you. I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go back and cook some food. I learned my lesson last time that if you don't cook the food up in the crock pot, you're going to end up like just utilizing all of the mushrooms that you have. And I really want to make sure that we actually use them the right way. All right, so the cook pot is 6 copper, so I'll have to wait a few seconds here. So yeah, so it is nice to see those things kind of like in a game all in one, and that's why I do think that this game could really pull out ahead of a lot of other games, and really kind of, you know, bypass games like, I don't know if it ever. The thing is, like, Stardew Valley is such a large game. It's very hard to say, oh yeah, this game would eventually be larger than Stardew, but I do think it could be just as big. There was a game that kind of reminded me a little bit of this, and it was a game called Forager. Now, Forager had like a high expectation for me when it originally came out. It was a very fast-paced game. You kind of got into little dungeons. You were growing stuff. You were like making items and stuff like that, and it was just an all-around great game. Unfortunately, what happened for Forager is it looks like the devs kind of just dropped it after a while and basically said, you know, it is what it is. Unfortunately, we're no longer going to be continuing the multiplayer, so they basically kind of just like, it's at a standstill, and I don't know if they'll ever pick it up again, which is sad because it's such a good game, right? But at the same time, you know, when games like that come out, you now see games like this emerge, and you're like, okay, was that game an inspiration? You know, did that have any play on this game being made, for example, and stuff like that? So no matter what, if a game comes out and unfortunately never makes it down the right path, you do foresee things like this coming from it, and for that, it's, you know, it's really nice. So like I said, so Forager was a really big game, and for I played a lot of that. I mean, I played a heck of a lot of Forager, and then shortly after, you know, I beat the game and everything, there was nothing left to do. And that's why I say things like longevity is key, right? When you play games like this, you want to be able to be challenged consistently. And so for the fact of me already seeing that with this game, like they just introduced hardcore mode, and they basically came out and said that that was one of the things that they wanted to add. I mean, that's awesome. They have also 3 bosses. They have ways of having permadeath. They have ways of challenging you to making new recipes. They have the ability to have lots of people join in the world with you. I mean, there's just endless things that this game has a possibility for. So for that, it's really nice. I mean, it's just going to get, I feel like this game would get very popular very quickly, and hopefully stick to that popularity for a very long time too. One thing that I do like about games like this is, as I said before, is that the fact that you can have a ton of people joining you, but it's such a small game that meaning for modding and for any type of any workshop stuff being on Steam, for example, it would be not easy to mod. I'm not saying it's going to be simple, but it definitely would encourage people to mod for the game because it doesn't necessarily require like a large amount of files in order to do so. So for that, like I foresee like a lot of aesthetics coming out and things like that. So that's going to be really awesome to see. I think that we're going to see lots of cool mods eventually get added to this game. But so far, like I said, there's a lot of feedback about how awesome this game is and how like everyone basically that have played it that I know has nothing but positive things to say about it. So, but and I've expressed, I've kind of, in the last video that we did, I went through and I basically said how I enjoyed this and how I think that they could add this. And like I said, the devs really do listen. So, if you had a chance to actually experience this game firsthand, I really recommend. If you just hold it in your hand, it glows. That's nice. I really recommend if you are one of these people who have had a chance to try this game, go ahead and, if you have any issues or if you have any concerns or if you have any ideas, reach out to the devs, message them. They're doing nothing but amazing things right now with this game. So it's only a matter of time before you could see something that you want in this game added. And, I think it's one of those things where it doesn't hurt to try, right? So if you have something that you think needs to be added or not, or needs to be removed, for example, it's just something that you should just always mention to the devs because devs are always listening and always wanting to improve their games. Okay, so that being said, I think I've talked a heck of a lot about how much I appreciate this game and all that, but let's get into where we're going. Okay, so we have to look for more copper. So I'm just on like a copper spree right now. I've already got like 2 copper. I have a bunch of copper melting back at the house. Armor is probably key. I definitely want to get lots of armor. I do think that that's probably something that we should look forward to getting. So if I can get some armor and I can get a few other things, I think we'll be set if we decide to go hang out next to a bunch of slimes again. So I'm gonna just keep going over this direction. I think I want to like last time in our last world we didn't explore that far down. We kind of stuck in the same vicinity only because I didn't really want to walk that far. But I'm assuming, I don't know, like is there going to be teleporters in this game? Because I mean, look at this, like if I get all the way down here and I want to go back home, there's got to be some sort of potions or something that I can get that'll like let me go back home faster, maybe? I don't know. Oh, did you just see that? Okay, so that is an interesting feature that I didn't even see last time. So as you're... Ooh, that looks like I don't want to go in there. So if you didn't see that, when you're near a wall and behind that wall is light or a room, it actually it actually like made it shine through, showing that there was something behind there. That's really cool. I actually didn't notice that before. Yeah, I don't actually want to go and fight a room full of slimes just yet, because if we die, it'll be bad. I don't know why this water is glowing. Not too sure what that's all about, unless it's just supposed to be like that, maybe? I'm not too sure. I do see fireflies over there, so I don't know if fireflies, we can like capture them, but we are looking for tin, and I think we found tin last time when we were in a different area. We found wood, and there was like a chest, and then inside there was tin. So we only found one. Mushy soup. Okay, let's go ahead and eat this. Okay, eat that up. And let's get ready to smell some slimes. That. And I can make another pepper popper and turf wall and that. Oh, wow, I have lots of walls. Yeah, so we don't have a lot of copper. We're basically just kind of limiting ourselves a little bit here. Let's go ahead and cook this up. The one thing I really like is how fast recipes actually like create stuff. Okay, so let's look at so we have the anvil, which I will make just for the sake of just making it because I know that we're eventually going to need to have armor, like I said. I'll put the anvil right here, and we have a little bit of wood, slight protection, and resembles more of a bucket, but repels strong blows to the head. I think we should get some more copper, but for now, I will just make a log suit. There we go. I'm a little bit more protected against any slimes that might attack us. That in there, let that cook up, and then we'll put that away for some safekeeping. So we have a little bit of healing on us. And now copper is still smelting, so we'll take that. Let's make another pickaxe because we're obviously going to need it. And let's grab some food to go, and then let's go back on another adventure. This time, let's go to this way. I don't know if if you notice like the roads like here, like there's a road here, here, and here, and here. I don't know if like the roads are, as I mentioned, predetermined. Because remember last time in our last world, we went to the bottom left, and that's where we saw water. I don't know if that's the case in here too. Like, are we just going to rush there and see water right away? I don't know. I don't know what I keep picking up. Oh yeah, sand walls again. Okay, so I don't know if that means anything different. Oh, if you hold shift. What? Okay, so that's interesting. Oh, look. Hold on a minute. Okay. So let's... So if you hold shift, your torch comes out. And that's, if you don't remember, that is exactly how it is in, I believe, Terraria. Is it not? Pretty sure in Terraria, that's exactly how it is. You hold shift and then you can hold your torch. That's really cool. I really like that. I don't know if that's a new feature or if that was there last time. Once again, I'm not too sure. Now, sand walls, I don't know if sand is new because we didn't encounter it last time, so I can't really say, you know, if it's a new feature or if this biome just got added. I really like, you know, the other thing, I don't know if you can hit it with fire. If for example, if I hit a slime with fire, if it'll catch it on fire. But I do like that you can hold shift and attack. And you can attack, like, the wall. And now, I don't know. Okay, let's count that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So versus a pickaxe. Okay, pickaxe is way faster for sure. Not that I need that much light, but it is kind of cool to, like, see a little bit more of what you're doing. New talent point available. Oh, wow. See, I actually didn't realize this. Okay. See, we didn't even know that there's a point system. See, this is even awesome. Okay, this is so cool. See, we got our character leveled up last time. We never even put any points into anything. Because it did say talent point available. Okay, so let's click on this. And it says efficient excavation. So, of course, you have to level this up. It requires 2 points. So click on that, and then you can go here. But there's, of course, it says... I don't know if I can click it. 5% chance to gain additional ore from walls. 2 tiles... visible or distance. I like the visibility, but I think we have to get this. So it says points 2. Okay, so I can put 2 points, minus damage, and then less food drain when running. Okay, and then so you got to fight to gain things. Wow, that's really cool. So not only do they have such cool features, but they also have it where you can kind of, you know, put your characters in a almost like a I would say, like, compared to, like, you know, more like Diablo style, where you can go down your own skill tree and stuff, which is really, really cool. All right, let's go ahead and put a torch down, which is actually amazing. You can hold shift and right click still while fast placing a torch. And now I tested it when I wasn't holding a torch and it didn't do anything at all. So I'm guessing when you don't have a torch, nothing will show up. Seemed to block a little bit more damage there, which is good. Okay. There we go. There's more wood. Perfect. Okay, so there's the little thing. I get you. I bet you we're gonna find ore in there. Oh, I found fiber. Okay. Well, I was looking for tin, and we need lots of tin. I don't know exactly where we're gonna locate tin, or if we're gonna actually find it, but we are looking for that. Now these spiky slimes, they seem to be doing a lot more damage to us than the normal ones. Actually, we're almost gonna die here, so we got to be very careful. And I wonder if it's interesting that they make tin so hard to find right away. Makes me wonder like what other ores are out there and how far out we have to go there. I'm guessing it's going to be something similar to Terraria where you can't mine unless you have a certain pickaxe, like unless you have like a tin pickaxe, for example. It might restrict you on that, and that possibly would make sense. Oh, look, they even add explosive damage, 117 mining damage. So they kept the cherry bombs. I mean, I guess you could say because that's what's from Stardew Valley is the little cherry bombs, and so they kept those. So that's really cool that they actually like gave us something for that. Now, I don't know if I would actually use them right now because obviously I want to keep them for. There's only 2. Oh, look, we found a peasant hat. 2 armor, dodge chance, and durability, and that's from a chest. Okay, cool. So you can find little bits and pieces here and there. That's really cool that they actually like let you locate things like that. I like that a lot. That's nice. All right, so let's continue on. I mean, it's cool to find items, and I mean, it's nice that they've already like incorporated that. I mean, I expected that you'd find. Oh, here we go. Here we go. What is this? Ancient gemstone. So we found this last time. Strange blue gem emitting waves of energy. I really think though those have something to do with those have something. I wonder if I can. Okay, so the shovel is not much faster than the pickaxe. It looks like the shovel's about the same. But I wonder if the gemstones are for activating those portals that we found last time. I remember we tried putting them in there, but it didn't do anything. So I'm not too sure if. I have no idea if like it's actually for those. Like maybe you have to have like 6 gems or something for it to create one. I have no clue. Hard to say. Wow, what a cool game so far though. We haven't seen anything harder than the slimes, and I think this will work. Let's see if it does. Like this. You need place turf. Okay, you cannot place turf. See, I was wondering if you could. So that's a wall. Stone wall. Okay, so you can't place turf down, and I don't know. Just put this back here because I'm curious. No, you can't make your own. Yeah, I was actually curious if you can like extend your base if you are surrounded by water, for example. But it doesn't look like they gave you that option. So, you know, maybe down the road that we could potentially see something like that. But I don't know. Maybe it is something, and I'm not seeing how to do it here. But we got lots of stuff. There's gold. Okay, we found gold. So yeah, there's definitely other things than just tin right away. So maybe you need the tin workbench in order to. I think you can still smelt stuff anyway because we smelted gold last time. So I bet you we need the tin workbench in order to work on like golden tools. No idea what the gold tools would actually give us, or if they would really give us anything. Who knows about that? Okay. Going up here. See, the water is glowing. Like, I don't know what that means. Like, what does a glowing water mean? And I don't think I don't have any shovels, so I can't do anything that way. I don't know if not a shovel. I don't have a bucket, and I don't know if a bucket is really required. I also don't know if maybe it has something to do with like your watering can. Like if I come over here and you see something glowing in there. You see that? Is that fish? Hold on, let me make a torch. I think that's fish. Oh, maybe it's for fishing. So they took something out once again of Stardew Valley's book, which It's not necessarily Stardew Valley's book, but Stardew Valley has it where when you see a little bit of like bubbles in the water, you're able to tell right away that you're gonna get like you're gonna get better fish and also potentially better loot. So for that alone, that's pretty cool that they kind of took the same idea. And there's a huge slime. I'm guessing this is one of the bosses. Look at that gemstone in the middle. There's no way that we're gonna be able to fight this thing. Oh my. Okay. We found what we're looking for. Ooh. All right. Well, there it is. Okay. Well, we found the boss. Guess the next episode we're gonna have to find out if we can fight that boss. All right, well, that is it for me. I will see you in the next episode of Core Keeper, exclusive here on YouTube. So if you're enjoying this playthrough and run through of Core Keeper, if you haven't tried the game and you are looking to try the game, please give it a shot. It's an amazing game. It has every feature that you're looking for. And for me, I'm excited to get in here and try fighting this boss once we get ourselves ready to go with another little bit of Core Keeper. And of course, I hope to see you guys in the next video. So thanks again for watching, and thanks again for enjoying these videos. Feel free to, like I said, leave a comment down below. If you have any questions about Core Keeper, I'd be more than willing to try to answer them for you. But so far, this game is really blowing my mind. I cannot wait to play more of it. So I will see you in the next video. Goodbye, everyone.